unicorns, and welcome to my newest Real Talk video. Now before you click out, do not worry, this video is not gonna make you cry, or at least hopefully it won't. So anxiety, something that a lot of people my age and, well, a lot of people in general experience. You know that feeling when you're chilling with your parents? Oh, that's a weird beginning to a sentence. And then they say that you should go over and go talk to that girl over there. You know, to become friends, and then you decide that you are not gonna do that. No. Your palms are sweating, your heart is beating way too fast, and that's terrifying. That, my friends, is anxiety. Something that I used to experience pretty badly. So PE, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know, can be one of the most excruciating things on this world. For me, that's definitely how it was. So around 2 years ago or so, when we moved back up here, we started going back to a homeschool group. And in that homeschool group, they had weekly PE, which my mom thought would be a great idea for me to go meet some new friends. I, of course, hesitantly said that I'd try it. But sadly, PE, just like a lot of activities around that time in my life, was extremely anxiety-ridden. First of all, there was the anxiety of meeting new people / trying to make new friends, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate to. And the second reason why it caused me a lot of anxiety, well, I kind of have to explain it a little bit. The fear of not being able to do stuff. Which for all you fit gym rats out there, I'm pretty sure that you have never experienced this. So my whole life, I have always been that slightly overweight kid. You know, the one that you're friends with, but they're kind of the duff. Yes, I know, I just called myself the duff, but don't worry about it. I also have a lot of self-confidence. Now at least. But I'll get to that later. I think the whole being overweight thing and being really self-conscious about my weight kind of started around the age of 9. Around then, and also the 4 years leading up to that, I had super skinny friends. Which I'm pretty sure had to do with genes, because let's be honest, these friends were the people, which by the way, I love these guys, but they were the friends that can eat literally just about anything and still be as skinny as a stick. And of course, luckily for me, I have the couch potato gene. So of course, if I ever want to look like them, well, let's be honest, that's never gonna happen, but I would have to work out probably just about every single second of my life. The whole part about being self-conscious about my weight got even worse around the age of 10, when one of the people that used to be kind of one of my friends had called me fat. This was a friend that I hadn't seen in about a year, and I had just spent 1 year totally overeating everything. During that 1 year, I was really depressed, and well, when I'm depressed and all of that stuff, I overeat a lot. Overeating has always been my medicine. Her comment had scarred me for life, and it was always stuck in my head. And even though that I tried to fight it, every time that I would look in the mirror, you know, after shower and all that great stuff, I would look down and her comment would go through my head. All of a sudden, I would think about how overweight I was, and I'd get really depressed. By the way, I'm really sorry if you're getting sad and depressed right now. Just keep on watching, and I promise you will get happier. So, around a year ago, I had gone to a school dance, which when my mom had asked me if I wanted to go, it was a few months before it was actually going to happen. So of course I said, yes, queen! But of course, when it was getting close to the time to actually go, I started getting kind of nervous. I had never been to a school dance before. And it's kind of scary and intimidating, especially when you hardly know anyone in the group. So once again, the anxiety of meeting people and all that fun stuff. Thankfully though, I did have a friend there, so that made things a little bit easier. But something had happened that night that I didn't even know about yet. My catfisher had written me a really long letter, and, well, that would have caused me a whole lot of anxiety, and I'm just really glad I didn't see it before I went. By the way, if you're watching this video and you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you're like, you have a catfish? What you talking about, girl? Then look at my cards. That was unlegible. Then look at my cards, and they will show you all of the different catfish videos. Have fun. Around this time with, you know, the school dance, the PE, all of that stuff, I was still overeating like crazy. Because when we had moved up here, how can I say this? There was a lot going on that was difficult for me. Okay, there you go. So, there was a lot going on. I was really depressed, super anxious. What am I doing with my hands? It was just a really hard time for me. So therefore, I definitely gained a lot of weight during this time. So another huge thing that I love is tea. I've always loved tea. I think it's something that I probably got from my mom, considering that we both drink like 5 cups a day. Okay, fine, you caught me. We don't have 5 cups of tea a day, we have 7. Around this time, I was having a crazy sugar addiction. So every time I drink a cup of tea, it would literally have like, take a breath, it would literally have like 4 to 5 tablespoons teaspoons of sugar. May I remind you, that's pretty much syrup. And also, starting 2015, I was trying to be vegetarian. Trying, meaning not that I was eating meat. No, I was never gonna go back to that. What I mean by that is I was literally eating pretty much the worst way possible while still being vegetarian. You know, you kind of assume when you're a vegetarian, you're eating salads every day and you're eating healthy. No, instead I would have probably about a quesadilla every single day, mac and cheese a few times a week, and, well, if you can't tell, I had a serious cheese addiction. I don't exactly remember why or when, but then all of a sudden I decided I wanted to be vegan, which may remind you I had a cheese addiction, I kind of liked eggs, and, well, this was gonna be hard. So during the whole time of being vegetarian, I was eating a decent amount of soy. You know, they have like the chicken nuggets and all of that stuff, and, well, I really enjoyed those things. But then, to replace the cheese, since I could not really find any good vegan cheese, I instead ate a whole lot more of those soy products. Around this time, I started getting really frustrated with myself because I would sleep, okay, let's be honest, not that long, but I felt like it was forever. I would try to sleep for literally as long as I could, waking up at like 10 a.m. or something like that. And still, when I woke up, I would be tired and I did not want to get out of bed. Okay, I know that's everybody, but after I gotten out of bed, after I'd drinking my sugary assy, I was still wanting to go back to bed. I was never awake, which then just started making me even more and more frustrated with myself because I couldn't figure out why I wasn't awake. I was sleeping, and that's all you need for energy, right? Wrong. Apparently you need a whole lot more things for energy that I never really thought about. Around this time, my parents had brought me to a nutritionist, you know, to see what the hell was wrong with me. Oh, and also, you know, I was debating on if I wanted to say this or not, but this is part of my story. So, around this whole time, with all of that fun stuff, with all the low energy and all of that stuff, I had a lot of, like, problems down there. So, like, I'd eat foods, and at the time, I wasn't really connecting the dots, but I'd eat a lot of certain types of foods, and then bad stuff would happen. Please be filling in the blanks right now. I don't really want to actually say the names of stuff. Which also caused me a ton of anxiety because, you know, I couldn't leave the house and I'd never know what was going to happen. I could be out getting food just for like 5 minutes and then all of a sudden I could have problems. Yeah, that really did not make my life very easy. So, back to the nutritionist. Basically, he had said that I'm allergic to all of these things. And the biggest one being gluten, which I, at the time, was eating a whole lot of. I was eating a whole lot of sandwiches, a whole lot of pizza, a whole lot of mac and cheese. Okay, maybe not all that stuff when I was trying to be vegan, but you get the point. And it also turned out that a lot of my problems were caused by gluten, which I am so glad that I finally know, because this year, I've been feeling a whole lot better in that way. Also, after going to the nutritionist, I had found out that just about every single thing packaged either has dairy, gluten, or any of my other intolerances. Which made it really hard to eat things at first, because I was really used to just going to the store, getting a burger, eating it, you know, not worrying about the little bit of wheat in it, not worrying about the dairy, not worrying about the eggs, not that's one of my intolerances, but I was trying to be vegan, and also the soy. Which ended up being a blessing because then I started eating more red bell peppers, more salads, more of all the stuff that you're supposed to eat when you're vegan and vegetarian. And also in general, no matter what your diet is, you should still be eating vegetables. Around this time, after cutting out all of the stuff that I was not supposed to be eating, I was all of a sudden starting to feel wonderful. I was, and still kind of am, on a journey to keep making myself feel better, but after cutting out gluten and adding in a lot more vegetables, a whole lot more water, which now is not to mention, okay, so little tiny story time here. I am having a bit of a hard time, but it's also kind of fun and adventurous. I am trying to get the recommended amount of water every single day, and it's kind of difficult when you're leaving the house and you don't want to pee your pants. You know, that can make it kind of hard because let's say you're going somewhere at like 12:30. You wake up at 10 because you totally missed your alarm. And you want to drink your water. You only have 2 hours. So do you hydrate yourself? Because when you wake up, apparently you're dehydrated. Even if you don't think you are, I don't know. I just learned that yesterday. Don't quote me on that. But you want to drink that water. But you don't want to go on a 1-hour car drive and then have to pee your pants. Choices. So when I was younger, probably around like 6 or 7 or so, I went over to somebody's house to go for a play date. Woohoo! And the kids there I thought were completely insane. Like they had to have been zombies or some weird stuff like that. So I had gone over there, and then the mom was talking about red bell peppers, and she had just chopped up one for the whole family. One second. Okay. She had just chopped it up, and then all the kids come running into there, like my dog does when I feed him. Like, I'll be like, "Jump in," and then he'll like run into the kitchen, and he'll be like so excited. These kids literally looked like zombies going to brains. They were so excited about this red bell pepper. And the mom had like chocolate bars with like granola in them and like all that fun stuff, and she had given me one of those. And then she'd offered it to her kids, and they literally didn't want it. They didn't want the chocolate bar with the granola in it. No. They wanted the red bell peppers, which I literally thought was completely insane. But you know what? Now that my palate has changed, I crave more nutritious things. I try to have salad once a day. Okay, literally, I sound like such a basic bitch right now. Side note, this video is in no way, shape, or form meant to make you feel worse about your life. I'm just trying to like share my experiences here. I just want to make that clear so that none of you guys like come after me for that, because I'm not I'm not telling these stories to make you guys like feel worse about yourselves or anything like that. I'm just basically saying like it does get better, and I don't know. During this whole thing, I have gotten so much better in every single way possible. Now when I wake up in the morning, well, first of all, I wake up at like 6:30 now. I'm trying to adjust my sleep schedule, having a few struggles there, but it's okay. I'm gonna work it out. So during this whole thing, I have felt so much better. So during 2015 and approximately through like halfway through 2016, I was really depressed, had a lot of anxiety, and just, I don't know, it was a really bad time of my life. But thankfully, ever since changing my diet, I've actually felt so much better, and I never knew how many things I was missing in my diet. Like, almond butter is one of my new favorite things, you know. I used to eat it every now and then, but it was never like, oh my god, almond butter. But now it is. It's kind of crazy. And I don't know, it makes me really happy, and I guess in a way I'm sharing all of my experiences in this video and just in general too. I'll probably make some more real talk videos because these are kind of fun. I hope you guys like them, but don't leave yet. So I just hope that by telling you guys my story, all of my stories throughout my whole entire life, whether funny, like my normal videos, and this one was actually kind of funny too, sad, depressing, inspiring, I just hope you all feel better. If any of you guys are having a bad day, I almost said if any of you guys are having a bad day, go eat an apple. Okay, maybe that too. But if any of you guys are having a bad day, I promise you that it does get better. And I know, okay, like 2 years ago, when I heard people saying that, I was like, no. I was like, it's not gonna get better. I could not see that far in the future. I wasn't really looking forward to the future because I was like, is this just gonna get worse? Am I just gonna get worse? Am I just gonna become more and more depressed? Why? Like, you know, this is sounding like I was suicidal. I was not suicidal, but every day is a new day, and you can make every single day better than the last, and I love you all so much. Camera hug. So really quick before I leave, you know how I was talking about that dance that I went to? Well, I actually have a few cringy photos of that day in my outfit and just, you know, all that fun stuff. So here is the before. And then here is the after, aka I just took these photos today. As you can see a huge change in my body, and I'm really happy about that. So I hope that you all have a wonderful day. I love and support you all, and just, even if no one else does, I will forever and always love you. Have an amazing day. Believe in yourself. You can do anything.